Coach, you currently have 484 career victories in 27 seasons here at Central Methodist, approaching 500 career as a college coach. What would that mean to you to get the 500th win?
Well, how many, 484? Sure mean a lot to get 485, to be honest with you. I think it's a sign, one, that I've been around for a while. I don't look at it as much as a number if it's significant, but in all honesty, that next victory is probably about as important to our program as looking ahead to 500. I think anytime you reach some kind of a figure such as that, it just means I've been very fortunate to be around as long and having great players, and more importantly, being a part of a phenomenal university to be able to represent the game of basketball.
This season, your team ranks in 9 total statistical categories. You rank in the top 44 in the nation of 9 categories. Talk about what you think that means to you, your offense and your defense.
Well, I really don't know what that would mean. We're standing at 8 and 11 right now. That's the most important aspect. We're struggling a little bit when you're looking at it overall, where we're standing in conference, but when we evaluate our program, we're almost to where we feel that we should be based on where we started the season. I mean, we only had 4 returning players from last season, and I think the whole idea was that everything wasn't going to take place just in 1 year. We've made some great strides. I think we've allowed ourselves an opportunity to become a good ball team on certain nights, and then some nights we've allowed ourselves not to look so hot and allow other teams to have their way with us a little bit. But I think as far as this year right now, we'd like to be doing a little bit better. Our categories that's been the most disappointing has probably been our overall offensive output. I think our defensive effort's just been phenomenal this year. But the offensive effort's been a little disappointing, and I think that's going to get better.
With only 4 returners that had coming into this season, how do you think your team has progressed? What strides have they made in a positive manner throughout the season?
Well, anytime you bring a whole bunch of new players into a program, the biggest obstacle is getting everybody on the same page. What are we playing for? What's our goal? And I think I've been very pleased. When things go very well, it's easy to get along. Things seem it's a lot of fun. When you're struggling a little bit, I think it tests your character a little bit. And I think I've been most proud about how our teams come together during those tough situations. I think we're very excited about the second half of the conference season, and I think we're coming together as planned. What we had originally foreseen at the start of the season with these guys. We're a very talented team. We've got some guys that work very hard, and I think the aspect in our conference, we have a good conference. If you don't come ready to play every night, it's tough. And with this team right now, we're no longer new. So we're a seasoned team right now, and I think the second half of the season will show.
Elliott Black and Eric Franklin are both averaging 12 and 11 points respectively. Talk about what you think that they've done well and how they've helped out the team this season.
Well, we have a number of players, I think, that have contributed to what I would consider the success that we've enjoyed, and also the ability to compete. We haven't won a few of the tougher games, but we've competed very strong. Elliott's been a force for us inside, which has been a very pleasant surprise. He's an undersized post player. He worked extremely hard, and he's also left-handed, which I think causes problems for the opponents. Eric's been with us for now 3 years. He's been one of our solid returners and also a member on our national tournament team a couple of years ago. He knows what it takes to be successful, and his leadership is now starting to show in that light, as far as you got to be more than this and that. You got to be a complete ball player, and you got to be a complete team. We have Melvin Tillman, Rod Mason, Alex Barner. Every one of those guys have stepped up on certain nights and just been phenomenal. The only thing we're waiting on is for all of them to show the same night. If that happens, watch out, because these guys can play.
I forgot to mention this earlier, but 2 years ago you were inducted into the state's Hall of Fame. At the time, you were the youngest member to join the Hall of Fame. What does that honor mean to you, and to still be an active coach in the Hall of Fame?
Well, I think even at that time, words were hard to come by and explain what it meant. I would most certainly be lying if I said it didn't mean anything, and it was no big deal. It was. It was probably the highlight of my coaching career. You can't go any higher. I mean, that was the Missouri Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Fame. The honor itself kind of pretty much put things in perspective. I think, one, it allowed me to realize how blessed I've been. I've been blessed to have the best ball players I think a coach could have, the best coaching staff that I think a coach could have. I've been able to work at a university that's just been phenomenal. You don't get to go in the Hall of Fame on your own. I think that on my own, that would never happen. It just would never happen. I just don't think that I would be fortunate enough for that to have taken place. But having worked here for the number of years that I have has allowed me to work with the best athletes, the best coaches, and we've had the best support from the administration that a person could ask for. And I hope I get a few more years to get to enjoy that. But it's one of those aspects that the honor itself is beyond words. I'm very humbled by it, but at the same time, there needs to be more. So you're obviously wanting more. And as you can see, looking at this gym, we have a lot of banners, but there's no national championship banner up. That's what fuels you. And until that happens, I can't say that the career's it's complete.
You've won multiple conference championships and appeared in the NAIA national tournament plenty of times, so you know what it takes to be successful. As your team approaches the second half of the conference season, what do you look for out of them to hopefully win enough games to make the conference tournament and hopefully make a run to winning the tournament championship?
Well, again, first steps is again winning this next game coming up, but we do need to put ourselves in a situation we make the tournament, and then it's about your seed. Obviously, the top 4 teams get to host. We have yet to have a team in our conference go to the national tournament that was a non-top seed in our conference, meaning that if you're a 5, 6, 7, and 8, it just hasn't happened yet. If we fall in that category, it'd sure be nice to be the very first team to do that. Are we going to be ready? We're not ready right now, obviously, where we sit in the conference. Do we have the talent, the work ethic, the overall ability to go to the national tournament? I think we do. We have about a month and some to work on it. We're getting better, but there's still distinctive differences between this year's team and teams we had in the past with why we're where we're at. And again, a lot of it's playing together. When you have players that have played together for 3, 4 years, that's tough to beat. And that's what we're up against in our conference, are players that have been together 3, 4 years, and we've got a new group. So if we can come together and work on a few things, a little bit more communication, our continuity and consistency, we're going to have an opportunity at the end of the season to be one of the best teams. That's what your goal should always be, is by the end of the season, be one of the best teams. And no matter where we're sitting in the conference, I hope that if we reach our goal, that at least our seed will allow us an opportunity to give ourselves a chance to see if that big dance is going to be there.